Hi, my name is Khleif, and I'm the host of the Lifetime Cash Flow Through Real Estate Investing podcast. And every week I interview multifamily rock stars, and we talk about how they've built incredible wealth for themselves and their families through multifamily properties. So hit the like and subscribe buttons to get notified every Monday when a new episode comes out. Let's get to it. Welcome to Multifamily Rockstars. So this is where we interview people that are crushing it in this business. And we show you guys the inside scoop into how multifamily investors are creating massive success in their businesses and in their lives. And as always, I've got my co-host, the director of my massive action team, Mark Nagy, on the call. Mark, what's up, brother?
Hey, not too much, Rod. Just I know we've got your boot camp coming up here shortly, so excited for a new group of 500 plus people to get into the business here.
Yeah, I'm actually was working on getting ready for that because we're always making improvements and changes. I was actually working on that just a little bit ago. But yeah, for those of you listening, that's coming up May 22nd, 23rd. So I think this episode will go live before then. So definitely want to check it out if you're interested. So we have an awesome guest today who I'm super excited to see and to definitely talk to. Her name's Agnes Wong, and she's a real estate investor, developer. She's done a lot of project management. She's in over 2,000 doors as a GP and LP. I think 500 as a GP. And she played a big role in developing a 90-unit condominium complex in Denver, and she's told me she's moving back to Denver. So I'm really excited to dig in on her career. Agnes, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Mark. I'm super excited to be here because it's like a full circle. Your podcast actually kind of kickstarted my multifamily journey. So I'm very excited to be on the podcast today with you.
I love it. I love it. So take us back and just talk about that journey a little bit. Give us a little background. I didn't do the greatest job of introing you. So please elaborate on your background some more.
Sure. So I kind of grew up in real estate and construction. My family, like my grandfather's a developer, my aunt's a developer, brother-in-law is a developer. My dad has a business in heavy construction equipment, like bulldozers and cranes. And being the first child, he took me to work a lot. So I grew up in construction sites. He's left me on bulldozers before. I've fallen off. So I'm very familiar with whole real estate and construction. But in terms of investing, I started investing out of state about 16 years ago because I lived in California, so I would invest out of state. Also have experience in development, like you mentioned, a 90-unit condo in Denver. And then I moved back to San Francisco and started rehabbing and doing fix and flips in San Francisco for the last 6 years or so. And business was really good. We have our own flips, and we also actually manage and design and just take the whole package from beginning to end for other developers because we were doing really well. But in 2009, I saw the pipeline was starting to slow down. It was hard to find projects. And in San Francisco, it's a very different market, because there's not really BRRRR strategy here because you can't really rent it out and break even or refinance it. And it's also really risky because the ARV is like 2.5 million. So it's really risky to hold on to it. Mm-hmm. There's only the exit strategy of selling. Mm-hmm. At the same time, my husband had a medical condition that he had to resign from his COO job, which was really difficult because, without his high-paying job, no medical insurance, living in San Francisco, it was kind of challenging. But fortunately, we had a rental portfolio that was supporting us with passive income. And that's when the light bulb hit, and I thought, I have to focus on this passive income. But how do I get there? So I did math, quick math, $200 per door. Then you need 100 doors to make $20,000 a month. But it's hard to achieve that with single family. Mm-hmm. So I started learning about getting into multifamily. I listened to your podcast.
And it's been all downhill since there.
Yes. And looking into coaching programs, networking, investing as LP. So I actually invested as LP first before joining your Warrior program. It just happened that the Dallas Sunset Terrace deal came up, and it was just a great deal. So I actually invested.
Oh, you're invested in that one too. Okay. Wow. Fantastic. Okay. Wow. That's one of our deals, guys. And by the way, let me just circle back for 1 second, just to stop you for just pin that spot. Mm-hmm. She mentioned ARV, which means after repaired value. If you haven't been around the real estate world at all, that's what that means. After you've repaired, that's the value. She also mentioned the BRRRR strategy, BRRR, which is buy, renovate, refinance and repeat. Is that correct?
Rent and repeat.
Rent and repeat.
Yeah.
Rent and repeat.
Yeah.
It's more of a single family term, but I just wanted to clear that up for anybody who didn't know what you meant. So you did an LP in Sunset Ridge, and then please continue from there. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah. So invested, and then you guys are great in terms of like educating your investors, and being very transparent. So Robert was visiting the Sunset Terrace project, and so doing a site visit, and I went along and I met him there, and then I met the team, and I was very impressed with Robert, with the regional manager, the property manager. They were just on top of things, and even to like small things. We were walking the project, and the property manager saw trash on the floor, and she picked it up. And the small things like that, it just shows that she really cares.
Oh, yeah, she's a rock star. She's one of our favorites. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's when I set a goal. I have to partner with Rod and Robert, and also join the Warrior program.
Right. Oh, that's when you joined. Okay. Fantastic. Well, I know you're in other deals with us, and things are going quite well. But let's go ahead and get into some questions for you. And so maybe what might you say to someone that's listening that hasn't started yet, and that's thinking about getting started, not sure what to go after, what to do, how to start? What advice might you give them, Agnes?
Sure. I think it's a very, very simple, like 3-step process. I think first you have to have a dream, like a vision of what you want to achieve, what life you want to live. Then it's learning, networking. You need to learn, you need to be good at what you're doing. And network is really key. And then the third thing is take action. That's about it.
It is that simple. It is that simple. People will overcomplicate it, but it is absolutely that simple. Yeah.
Yeah. And your Warrior program was amazing. Not just the business part, the real estate business part, but you also have the mindsets, the psychology part. So it's really a well-rounded program.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. We're real proud of it. So go ahead, Mark.
Well, what role has that networking really played in building your business? How has the networking, helped you get from where you started from there to where you're at today?
Sure. So I invested. So first, I also invested with other syndicators to learn what they're doing, how they're communicating with investors. Also talking to other potential partners to partner with. Being in San Francisco, so I looked at what my strength will be. So it's actually more, on the capital raising part. So just networking with other potential syndicators, and then also networking with investors. So I would have investor meetings even before I had a deal. I would show them the sample deal, walk them through, and ask them if something like this comes up, like, would you be interested? And it's really important that you do that before a deal comes up, because you don't want to be scrambling for funds when a deal does come up.
Yeah. So you have aligned with multiple operators then, correct? And so, one of my questions was, have you built a nucleus, a team? But your team has been bringing your skill sets and your superpower to other teams. Would that be an accurate statement?
For the other syndicators.
Yeah. Like I know you've done it with us and you've done it with others. So that's that. And guys, as you know, this is a team sport, and you want to focus on what you're great at and bring that to a team of people that are focused on what they're great at. And when everybody is focused in their power and their strength, success is inevitable. So that's awesome. So let me ask you this. What did you have to sacrifice to achieve the success that you have, which is very, laudatory? So talk about that a little bit, the sacrifices.
Sure. Definitely personal time, Netflix time.
Yeah.
Because at the time I had job, still was working on my fix and flips. I have, family that had to make dinner, help my son with homework and stuff like that. So my time was a lot of it was working on the multifamily was after he's asleep. looking at analyzing deals. So it's definitely sacrificing some of your Netflix time.
Right. But how long has this multifamily journal lasted? I mean, when did you start in multifamily? How many years ago?
So about June of 2019.
Yeah. Wow.
Program.
Wow.
And I feel like it's just the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, and look at you already, you've got incredible success. So this is very impressive that you're where you are as fast as you are. Just fantastic. Okay.
So Agnes, I'm curious. I live in California as well. I get this question a lot for people that want to invest out of state, right? Is what value am I going to add to somebody to where they're somebody else, a deal is somewhere else, right? If they're out of state. Obviously, it sounds like your superpower was raising money. I'm sure being in San Francisco, probably around a lot of high net worth individuals. But how did you figure out what your superpower was and then transition that into, building a team?
Sure, because we actually, for our fix and flip projects, we have a lot of friends and family that's been asking us, can we invest with you? But with the fix and flip, we have our own money and then we have hard money. So we don't really need investors. So we already have a group of people that want to invest because they see our fix and flips. So it's just kind of building on that. And I invest alongside my investors. It's actually the other way around now because they want to know what I invest in and then they want to be part of it. So it's actually the other way around now. And it's, because it's hard to invest in San Francisco, real estate in San Francisco. So, they're open to out of state as long as it's someone, they trust, there's a good track record.
Okay. So you just went to your single family investors and said, hey, would you be interested in investing money in multifamily, basically?
Yeah. And show them, walk them through the sample deal that I invested in myself. And it's, it's performing well.
One of the things that we give our warriors is examples of sample deals, because it's so easy. If you don't have an experience in sales and influence, to just say, hey, here's a deal that we did, or we do deals like this. If we find one like this, would you be interested in getting a phone call from me and checking it out? And it's really that simple. You don't have to overthink this equity raising thing. It really can be that simple. Would you agree?
Yeah, it sounds, I'm just passionate about sharing with, friends or families or acquaintances about this passive income. And I think multifamily is the best investment. It cash flows day one. It's, it's resilient because you can see with the pandemic and the 2008 recession and, as we were seeing inflation coming up right now, multifamily is, greatly positioned with the
you
debt.
bet, because rents will go up.
Rents will go up.
The inflation isn't necessarily a bad thing for multifamily owners. You said something that I want to draw attention to. Do you love real estate? Do you love multifamily?
I love real estate. That's
okay.
I'm really passionate about it.
And the reason I asked because the way you guys heard how she describes it, she's passionate about it. And if you're passionate, you have the ability to influence people. And so what I will tell you is if you don't love this multifamily business yet, then associate pleasure with it because you can learn to love things. But if you can't learn to love it, for God's sakes, go do something else. Because when you're passionate about something, it's infectious and people want to be around you and they want to work with you and invest with you and so on and so forth. So anyway.
I wanted to circle back to that sample deal, showing a sample deal. At one point I forgot to mention. So I think it's really effective because I would go through the deal with them and then they would say, this is not available? You mean this is, can you tell me when the next deal comes up? Showing them something in the past that they actually can invest, and that's a really good deal. It actually makes them want to invest more.
Let me add one little pin on that too. Let me tell you something. When you subscribe for a deal and you raise money, we always tell you oversubscribe, do 125% because people have things happen and they bail on you. But do not think it's a bad thing when when all the money's in on a deal and you've got people that still want to invest. Because I can tell you, who do you think is going to be first in line next time because they didn't get their money in time the first time? So it's the same thing. It's like the rope in front of a hot nightclub. People want what they can't have. So that's that dynamic that certainly applies when you're raising equity as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another nugget that I wanted to touch on there for people listening that are thinking about following Agnes's path there is, investing as an LP in one of Rod's deals or Warriors deals or whatever, because not only will it give you that sample deal that you can walk future investors through, but it's going to help with your conviction, because I'm sure you made some money out of it and you started to believe in multifamily a little bit more, and maybe you don't even realize it, but when you believe in it more, you become a better salesperson. And then when you go to raise money, you believe in it a lot more and you're a lot more convicted when you're going out to raise money. So awesome piece of advice there. In your opinion, Agnes, what do you think is the most common reason that people fail or give up when they get started in this business?
It does take persistence. Like I had a goal of partnering with Rod and Robert, and I would check in with Robert periodically, and I had to prove, that I can do what I'm saying that I can do. So I think it's, and it wasn't just overnight. So it does take time and just being persistent, and you will run into obstacles. But just as long as you have your vision, then I think you will overcome the obstacles.
Any major setbacks, any failures that maybe positioned you for future success? Anything come to mind? Maybe even in the flipping side of things. Talk about a setback.
Tons. There's tons of setbacks. Right. Like for example, I was talking about the 90 unit condo. We completed that early 2008, right? So that was really.
Oh wow! I did not know that. Holy cow!
Yeah.
And you survived it.
Yes, and we survived it. Yes, a lot of developers actually committed suicide.
Right. I know.
Yeah, it was really hard times, but and because credit froze, we were only able to close like 10%, so we rented out like 80 units. But Denver market is doing so well right now, so. But there has been a lot of mistakes, but I think as long as you learn from it, then it's like you said it, like you always say, it's like.
It's a seminar.
But I think the biggest mistake you can make is not taking action.
Yeah. Or giving up.
Yes.
Or, like some of those developers and real estate investors did back in 2008. I mean, back in the Great Depression, people jumped off buildings too. And, and thank God I was around, I was in an environment personally, I lost $50 million. I was in an environment that of people that were thriving. I was in a mastermind. It was actually Tony Robbins' Platinum Partnership. And I was around people that were killing it through all that. And they're like, hey, quit, wipe yourself off, just dust yourself off, go make it happen. And that's why, a peer group like the Warrior Group or like a mastermind is so powerful. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in the Warrior Group, text the word crush to 72345. That's crush to 72345. And we will see if you're a fit. We do, there's an interview process and an application process, and you check us out and we check you out. But it's an incredible, would you agree it's an incredible group, Agnes? I mean, you've gotten a lot from it.
The group is amazing. Definitely that it's good to be with a group of people that share the same goals and vision. And they inspire you. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What do you think it takes to become a multifamily investor like you have? What do you think are the traits or qualities? Do you think there are certain things that you must have, or things that or traits that you shouldn't have, or just answer that the best way you can?
Sure. I think as long as you have the tenacity that you want to do that, because if you're not good at I wouldn't be as good as making broker relationships and going out to see the properties, but I can team up with someone that could be boots on the ground. So whatever you're not good at, you can team up with someone that's good at that and still, make it happen. But the most important thing is you need to have that tenacity to do what you want to do.
Yep. Grit, determination, resolve. You're just not going to give up. Yeah.
Agnes, what do you think is the biggest risk that you've taken in just real estate in general, or even in life? What's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
Biggest risk? I think in real estate, the risk is really not that high. I've just been invested a lot in real estate. So, but as long as you do your research, I like to be in markets, with strong job and population growth where I can sleep at night. So that's just my investing philosophy. And I think that mitigates a lot of risk in terms of real estate investing. And then with multifamily, it's definitely the partner, like the operator that you work with. Make sure that you guys align in value and vision. Yeah. Make sure that there are a few things I look for. Make sure that they've executed, because it's actually a business running a multifamily. Make sure that they've executed similar business plans before. Make sure their underwriting is conservative. A lot of syndicators would say they're conservative, but you have to make sure their assumptions are really conservative. And then as long as it's a good market.
Yeah, that
sounds like you followed Warren Buffett's #1 rule: don't lose money.
Yeah, that's really sound advice, Agnes. I will tell you. Let me ask you this: what do you think is the most challenging part of what you're doing in the multifamily space? What's the most challenging, and what do you enjoy the most? I want you to answer both those questions, if you would.
Sure. Well, let's start with what I enjoy the most.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm very passionate about building passive income and sharing it with other, especially families, because of what I went through. And so I'm like really happy when I get calls or emails or actually getting gifts now that they're so thankful that I introduced them to multifamily. Mm-hmm. So that's been really rewarding, and that's
very cool. Yeah. Same here. I mean, that's why I'm addicted to what I'm doing. I get loved 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. Just amazing. DMs, emails, gifts, cards. Yeah, love it. All right, now challenging part. Well,
how do you get there? Because the challenge is how do you get in the business? But it helped, I think, a lot with the Warrior program, because you gave us even a blueprint, even the script, how to call brokers. What do you say on your first call? So I think that mitigated a lot of the challenges of getting into the business with the Warrior program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. So let me ask you this: who inspires you? Who do you follow? Where do you get motivation? Where does that motivation come from?
Sure. The person that inspires me the most is my aunt. She is just full of life and just passionate about everything she does. And I really admire that, and it really inspires you.
Is she a businesswoman or
yes.
just yeah, she is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Awesome. I want to follow up on, before you ask your next question, Mark. What's your definition of success, Agnes?
Oh, yeah. Like I said before, it was when I got calls and emails.
Oh, that's your definition. Okay. That's okay.
My definition is when I'm able to help other people build passive income, that makes me really happy.
Nice.
Well, that probably rolls into my last question here, which is what's next for you? I know you mentioned that this journey, it seems like it's kind of just getting started for you. So what's the ultimate, what's next for you?
Yeah, so I'm looking at deals, looking at other, more multifamily deals, but that's really hard to come by, as you probably know. Mm-hmm. Looking at development deals, but that's also really hard because the returns have to be a lot higher than multifamily for it to make sense because of the risk and the
What markets are you looking in right now, Agnes?
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. Wow, that's my old backyard.
Yeah. But we're looking into because lumber prices have gone up so much. So
I know.
About steel, if you use steel, if we use prefab, but still, I think still multifamily is the best investment of all because of the cash flow in day one and many, many other benefits. So I keep looking at opportunities and sharing it with other friends and families about these deals and helping them build passive income. Yeah.
Now, if you, if you were coaching somebody about this business, what specific roadblocks might you tell them to watch out for, or hurdles or challenges? Somebody, because there are lots of people that are listening that haven't started yet, and so go ahead and answer that question.
Sure. I think you don't know what you don't know. So you really have to research, network, and learn about, this field, and then figure out where your strength is.
Yeah.
Really good point.
And bring that to the team, because the most successful teams I see are everybody playing to their strengths. Why do you think people fail to succeed in this business? I think I know the answer, because I think it's the same answer that you gave previously, but I don't want to assume. So let's hear it.
I think it's we talked about having that grit and tenacity, and having that psychology, which you're, good at, what's holding you back, Right. I think it's the psychology part.
Yeah. I just got off the phone with a warrior that needed a little juice and helped him reassociate with his goals and why those goals are a must, because it's just so critical to know what it is you want. How the heck are you going to get anything if you don't know what it is? So if you could give just one piece of advice to my listeners, one bit of advice that you think would have the most impact, what might that be?
Take action, and even if it's small steps each day, it'll amount to a great thing at the end. Yeah.
No, I love it. Mark, did you have anything else to ask? What's next? You said what's next? You're looking for deals. You already asked that question. Okay. You know what? I do have a couple more. Forgive me. Just getting over COVID. So were there any aha moments in your career where you're like, holy cow, just like the clouds parted, or just everything got bright? Anything come to mind with that question?
Yeah, so that was in 2019 that I mentioned.
When the multifamily, when you realized that was it. Okay.
It was like the light bulbs. Like, I need to focus on passive income, but how do you get there is multifamily. That was the biggest aha moment, I think, in my life. And it was a really difficult time in my life, but I think, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I think come out better.
Oh, that's a great story. And, some of the most successful people and most successful companies in history came out of tough times, and through innovation and pivoting. And I know we've had to do it here in my organization. So do you have a favorite quote?
Yes. It's a very simple one. It's determination today equals success tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I love it. Be like, want to do things like, it's kind of like that 5-second rule where it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. just do it. Yeah, that's right. Where you have 5 seconds of courage. Well, listen, Agnes, it's been a real treat to see you. I really appreciate you coming on the show, and it just so proud of what you've accomplished in such a short amount of time. And it's just a gift to me to see it. So thank you. And I'm sure we'll see you soon. Hopefully we'll be able to do live events in person soon again. And we'll come back to LA and of course, Denver. I mean, that's my backyard. Or my old backyard. So we'll go there again, but wonderful. Well, it's great to see you. And thanks for coming on. No, thank you so much for your coaching, your inspiration. And yeah, really look forward to seeing you in person again.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Agnes.
Thank you, Mark.
So one other quick thing. We encounter so many people that are frankly frustrated. They're looking in the mirror and they're frustrated that they haven't been able to escape the rat race. They haven't been able to build cash flow to the point where they're able to have financial and time freedom with their families. And maybe they see other people buying real estate and creating, incredible cash flow, and they think, well, it's just scary. Buying apartments is intimidating. And I get it. See, that's why we created our Warrior Mentorship Program. They're our coaching students, and they've had extraordinary results. My students, I've been teaching about 5 years, and they own upwards of 140,000 units now that we know of, right? And we feel like it's just getting going. Now we're looking to grow this group and really take it to the next level. And honestly believe that the greatest transfer of wealth could be upon us right now with this current economic environment. Everything's going on sale. So we're looking for people who want to follow a proven framework, really like a blueprint or a map, literally step by step. And then they're able to leverage our systems and our incredible network to raise money and equity, to find deals and close those deals and build partnerships, really nationwide. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can become more in our incredible network and take advantage of the unbelievable opportunities that are upon us, you can apply to my Warrior Mentorship Program by texting the word CRUSH to 72345. Or you can go to mentorwithrod.com. And what we'll do is we'll set up a call so you can check us out and we can check you out and see if it's a fit. Now, again, you can go to mentorwithrod.com or text the word CRUSH to 72345 to apply, and we will speak soon.